Bigfoot corpse. Seriously?
Have you heard this story?
Yes, Zana story.
Yeah, well, before we start and get into that, first thing I have to say is, hey, if you're having sex with Bigfoot, you need to get off the vodka.
Hello everyone, welcome to a very special Encounters USA. Now today we're going to be looking at what could be real definitive proof of a dead Bigfoot. Now is this real or could this be snake oil? Coming up next on Encounters USA. Hello everyone, welcome to Encounters USA. I'm your host, Matthew Heines. If you don't know about Encounters USA, well, we do aliens, we do Bigfoot, and we do Dogman. We've been doing it for some time now, and along with finding our own Bigfoot DNA evidence, which nobody seems to be interested in testing, we have another person now who has actually found more than just mysterious blood that shows up in a tent and ends up in my Cascade Bigfoot Blood Mystery documentary series. No, this is an entire Bigfoot. And there are some interesting claims made about this Bigfoot that we're going to go into now. So I want to discuss a little bit about what you're going to see on the video I'm going to play. Now, the first thing I want to talk to you about is you're going to hear the word Denisovian. Now, they say that this Bigfoot has Denisovian DNA. Does that mean that the Bigfoot was named Dennis? No, not exactly. That means that the Bigfoot can be traced to an extinct species of human beings that lived in Siberia and was actually found, a descendant of one was found, and a famous story about this female Bigfoot that commingled and co-bred with Russians and had their own offspring. So this Denisovian female is well documented, it's true, it's proved. And I interviewed Igor Burtsev from Russia about this very phenomenon, and he absolutely confirmed it, and he actually knew the people that were involved, or at least some of them.
Arrange such parties, and he said, who will cooperate with this wild woman? He will be prized. I will give him a prize. And the humans, men, start to concurrence. And that is why they had their relation with her, and she had children. 5 children, one first died. But after that, women of that household, they took the child and grow it. Yes, not she.
A boy. It was a boy, right? A man? I mean, it grew up to be a man and...
No, they took child, and there were 2 sons and 2 daughters of that wild woman.
First thing I have to say is, hey, if you're having sex with Bigfoot, you need to get off the vodka.
Please like and subscribe.
So there's your Denisovian connection, but that was in Russia. That was in Siberia. And this Denisovian is in the United States. So there's another term that they're throwing around now. They're throwing around the term Neanderthal. They're saying that this Denisovian creature is also a Neanderthal. That means that this species is one of our ancestors. This species is related to us. Now, what is very interesting, as we're going to see in the video, is how this Denisovian/Neanderthal ended up being dead and being discovered. And we're going to be looking at things like territorialism, behavior, group ostracism, group politics, and all of this with a dead Bigfoot. So let's go ahead and watch the video.
All right, so you'd think by now we could definitively prove whether Bigfoot once existed, is still roaming, or is just folklore. Charles Stewart, aka Snake the Bigfoot Hunter, says he has proof that the hairy creature was or might still be among us. He's also the author of the Bigfoot Bible, and he joins us now. All right, Charles, so you claim to have found a decomposing 8-foot, 300-pound Bigfoot in the Adirondack Mountains in New York. You've even christened him Dak. Tell us what you found and how you came across this.
Yeah, we have that body that you're seeing right there on your screen. That is 8 foot long, 300 pounds, found just west of Old Forge, Central Adirondack Park. Okay, and this thing was laying in a bed of poison ivy and was, they naturally smell, but this was a horrible smell with a little bit of decay happening. And so I was able to extract that body with help from a few friends of mine and was able to get it taxidermied. And we were able to salvage some of the internal organs, which will be on display at the next showing. And we were also able to get some of that DNA we needed to provide to the Cornell Veterinarian BioDNA lab. And that was an amazing process and a miracle that we were able to get that report back. And in that report, it shows that this Bigfoot that we found is 58.5% Neanderthal and 41.5% human. And it even has some indigenous human DNA in there. So at some point, this has crossed the Bering Land Strait. And so what we're dealing with is honestly groundbreaking.
So was there ever an autopsy?
Okay, when you find a Bigfoot body decaying, the process of who you trust and who you talk to is a pretty quick one. And the reason we actually have this body, I believe, and I have been able to show it, is that we did not disclose this until we were able to get in front of a lot of people. We were afraid that that body would disappear or that I would disappear, to be honest with you. So once it was out there publicly and loudly at the State Fair last year, I was able to get the Japanese documentary to come and film this. I was able to get verification from the Six Nation Indian Tribes of New York, and we had that full DNA report backing this up. So right now we're literally firing on all cylinders with this thing, and that's how we're with you right now, because we have so many verifications.
So it's funny, everyone in the studio just moved up to the monitor to take a look at that, because that's, people are curious about this thing, and obviously it looks like something we haven't seen. But obviously there's a ton of skeptics out there, right? So you put this corpse at the New York State Fair. You say about 60,000 people viewed it, went by it. I mean, I would have done that too. But There are a lot of people who say, BS, this Sasquatch doesn't exist. I don't know what that is, but it's not a Bigfoot. Obviously they call you a fraud. So how do you answer them?
Those people are idiots. A lot of them are flapping their lips from behind a computer screen. They never actually go into the woods or been face to face with anything resembling that. And trust me when I say that I was shocked by this thing myself. Okay, it's been a slow process of evolving with me in my mind and discovery with this specimen. Okay, so I understand if people are skeptical at first. But those 60,000 people who saw this in person, they left that area completely changed. And there's people who had verified experiences go in and see that body and came out crying. Okay, this is something that I feel like a lot of the skeptics, they need to come in and see it in person to kind of come out with that new, greater understanding.
So every state except Hawaii, I guess it can't swim, but every state has had reports of Sasquatch sightings, some many more than others. Ohio has been a hot spot lately. So if it's true, we're not talking about one Bigfoot, we're talking about a whole species out there, I guess, right?
Yes, so even with my specimen, next to where my body was, there was larger footprints, Rob. And after talking to a couple people who are experts, they also think that my specimen got in an altercation with another Bigfoot up in Adirondack Park. That is why he is deceased. This is only an 18 to 20-year-old male Bigfoot specimen at 8 feet, 300 pounds. So it would be unnatural for him to be dead at that age. So our theory is that he was trying to approach a larger, more dominant female. He was at this age in his life where he wanted to procreate, and that female Bigfoot was not having it. So there was an altercation there, and these things are violent. This is not Harry and the Hendersons. This is not some Hollywood movie. I swear to you, Rob, like, these people out there think that this is something to mess around with or joke around with. This is serious stuff, and these things can kill. These things are very violent. This is 58.5. The greater percentage of this creature is essentially like a caveman. So they are very intuitive. They're very reactionary. They are nomadic. They do not mate to form family units. They are not your friends. There are very few of them. And this is just like the good Dr. Jane Goodall said. She said, if Bigfoot was out there, it would be a remnant Neanderthal, and that's exactly what we got.
All right, you guys, I don't know what you think, but that's really amazing. And if this is all just a big, huge hoax, okay, it's a big, huge hoax. But for right now, I would rather pursue it as that it is probably true. And in order to look at the evidence as close as we can, I'm going to have to consult our partner and our co-host on Encounters USA, Valerie Grok.
This story's pretty wild, but it smells like classic Bigfoot hype to me. A guy named Snake claims he found an 8-foot decaying body in the woods, taxidermied it, ran DNA that supposedly says it's a Neanderthal human hybrid, and showed it off at a fair. Cool tale, but extraordinary claims need extraordinary proof. And this one's missing the independent verification that would actually make it groundbreaking. I'd love to see that Cornell report published properly, and some real scientists examining the body, not just his word. Until then, it's entertaining folklore, not science. What'd you think of it?
Well, I'm going to keep an open mind on it, Valerie. I'm really not sure, but he's just making some really wild claims. And I'm going to keep an open mind until I hear everything, because remember, we have blood that we found in our tent and it still has not been tested by anybody, although we try to get some very reputable labs to do it. So I'm going to keep an open mind on this. What do you think?
I get keeping an open mind, especially with your own unexplained blood find. That's gotta be frustrating that labs won't touch it. The difference is, this Snake guy has a physical body he's showing off and DNA results he says prove it's a hybrid, yet no peer-reviewed paper or independent lab confirmation has come out. Extraordinary claims like that usually fall apart under real scrutiny. I'd still say it's more likely a hoax until proven otherwise, but hey, if your blood ever gets tested and comes back weird, that changes everything.
Well, then let me just throw one more thing at you, okay? In the Melba Ketchum, she tested a bunch of DNA or blood samples, hair samples, whatever, and came back with the results. And this was in an interview I did with Robin Cray. She came back, Melba Ketchum came back with this is a human female and an unknown species. But she says that the Bigfoot has human female mitochondrial DNA. So can you throw that in the mix and see what you come up with?
Melba Ketchum's work claimed exactly what you said. Bigfoot samples had human mitochondrial DNA from females, but weird nuclear DNA suggesting a hybrid with an unknown male hominin species. The problem is her paper got rejected by real journals. She self-published it in a journal she basically created herself, and the scientific community tore it apart for bad methods and contamination issues. It never held up. Same with Snake's story. No independent confirmation from Cornell, no published data. So mixing them together still leaves me skeptical. Your blood sample getting properly tested would be way more interesting than either of these.
Well, thank you, Valerie. That's why you're my partner, because you always believe in me and you always believe in what we're doing here at Encounters USA. So thank you for your input, and we'll see you on the next show.
My pleasure. Always happy to be your partner on this. Looking forward to seeing what we uncover next time on the show. Talk soon.
All right, you guys. Well, there you have it. You have a guy named Snake who says he found Bigfoot, a dead Bigfoot, 8 feet tall. He claims that it was killed by another Bigfoot, possibly in some territorial, maybe female dispute. He claims that it's Denisovian and Neanderthal DNA. So this takes the Bigfoot world from zero to having an actual corpse. Now, you can go ahead and leave your comments in the description because I'd sure like to know what it is you think this is. Is this a fake or is this the real deal? Let me know. Leave your comments. And don't forget, if you're out looking for Bigfoot, aliens, or Dogman, always watch your back.